I didn't even spend over $10,000 to buy 2 houses, which I know is unheard of. 2 homes under $10,000.
It's okay, I'm feeling good, like I should. Been in circle, walk around the neighborhood.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. It has been a really long time. I'm so glad to be back doing what I love to do. A lot has changed, and I'm here to fill you in on it all. So let's get started. So this is gonna be sort of a life update slash story time, I guess you could say. As you can see from the title of the video, this is a story about how I bought 2 homes and still lived with my parents. Now, current update, I live by myself. I finally found a place. I've moved in. I'm settled now, but we'll get to that in other videos that I promise to upload for you. So starting off with how I ended up buying 2 homes but staying with my parents. I finally made the decision that I was ready to move out of my parents' house and be on my own. It was time. It was time. So I am not the type of person where I'm just going to like hop up and go, like risk it all. Not the type of person. So what I decided to do, I was like, okay, let me plan this. What do I want? What is my price range? After all of your bills have been paid, you got your grocery money, your gas money, your spending money, what type of money do you have left over? So yeah, it was kind of like strategizing to begin with. Okay, so I was introduced to tax properties and I was like, okay, let me see where this avenue takes me. So basically, people that have not paid their taxes, you can pay them. You can basically take ownership of the home by paying their taxes. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Like I said, if you want a video in more detail about tax properties, and then it varies. I live in Birmingham, Alabama, so the laws and stuff for that varies from state to state, depending on where you are. And if you're not even in the United States, I cannot help you. So like I said, I can share my experience on that, but I am no expert in that field. But so what I did was I ended up taking my savings and I started investigating, looking into homes that were tax properties and really affordable. They might need some work here or there, but all in all, it's going to be a home that you own, a potential property that could drive you residual income, yada yada yada. So basically, I ended up buying 1 home. It was about $3,200, $3,500, somewhere around there. All in all, I didn't even spend over $10,000 to buy 2 houses, which I know is unheard of. 2 homes under $10,000. I repeat that again. 2 homes, like homes, houses, for under $10,000. So I found my first home. I purchased that home, paid the taxes on it, got the tax certificate for it, and was pretty much letting it sit there and collect interest. I'm telling this all wrong. Let me take it back. Okay. Oh, this is gonna confuse y'all. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. Okay. So actually, after looking at, this is why I ended up, okay. So after looking into buying a tax property to live in, so I wanted to buy a tax property, I wanted to live in it, I wanted to actually own a home without breaking the bank. And that is how I thought I was going to do it. So, I hate that. Okay, just stick with me here. Stick with me here. It's been a long time since I did this, so bear with me. I thought I was gonna I wanted to buy a tax property for an affordable price, you know, and maybe make a few renovations here or there with my savings, and then be able to have a beautiful home that I owned. And, you know, when I got ready to move on, you know, that could be a property that I could have residual income coming from. On down the road, many properties later, a lot of searching, I was like, okay, this isn't really working out for me. It wasn't that I couldn't find any properties that I wanted to stay in. It was the fact that with me being a single woman on my own and moving out for the first time, having a lot to learn, I did not want to move into some of the neighborhoods or really foot the bill of all the renovations that would have been needed for some homes. So it was really, it was tricky. It was a tedious process. And so I said, okay, maybe I want to take the tax property route as far as getting a home. So yeah, that was it. I was like, I don't think I'm going to take this route, because even if it's a beautiful home that I love, doesn't need that many renovations, it's really not in the area that I want to be in, and I'm by myself, and so I was like, ugh. So it was just really hard. But I did ended up finding some great properties that I actually wanted, and so I was like, okay, let me think. I was like, don't try to rush it. Take your time. You will find what's supposed to be for you. So what I ended up doing was still taking my savings and purchasing tax properties, but purchasing them as investments. So before I went and bought a home, well, not bought a home, before I went and moved into the place that I'm in now, I bought tax properties that I was going to use as investments in the long run. So that's how it all ended up, with me buying 2 homes before I and was still staying with my parents, because I was going to initially buy the tax properties to live in them, but I ended up changing my mind. It was just not what I expected as far as me moving out for the first time. Some people do it. It is a doable process, but not for someone moving out for the first time on their own as a young woman. Me, it wasn't for me. So I felt like I jumped the gun a bit and just told you guys that I purchased tax investment properties without telling you guys why I ended up purchasing those tax investment properties. So yeah, hopefully you're following me along now and everything is starting to make sense as far as my search for looking for a home, wanting a tax investment property, figuring out that wasn't the avenue for me, but figuring out it was a great opportunity to start investing in something other than stocks like other people do, or Bitcoin. So I started to want to invest. I was like, I have no assets. So what I ended up doing was actually getting an asset. So found one home, 32. Now we're back. Now we're back to where, yeah, okay. Now we're back. Ended up finding a great home. I purchased it for like $3,200. I think it was like $3,200, between $3,200 and $3,500, somewhere in that realm. I ended up purchasing that home. I got all the tax documents for it, got it in my name. So that was my home. Then I had some more money left over from my savings, and I was still looking at, it was kind of addicting, driving around, going to different neighborhoods, looking at homes. It was, I enjoyed it a lot. So I ended up continuing to look, and knowing that I had some more money left over from what I had saved, I was like, I could buy another one of these. You know how you get greedy? I got greedy. I wouldn't say I got greedy, because I didn't bite out more than I could chew, but I bought 2 properties, let's just say that. So bought that property, and then I ended up finding another really great property that I bought for like $6,000. $6,000. Yeah, I believe it was like $6,000. So I ended up buying that property for $6,000, and I have the deeds to that property very, very soon. So I now have 2 properties that will produce income for me that I currently own now as a 23-year-old, and I'm like, I am still in my parents' house. That just irked me a little bit, because I was like, I felt like I kind of went backwards, you know, and kind of elongated the process more than what I wanted to. I just got sidetracked doing other things, but it wasn't a bad idea. I definitely recommend that you actually get assets. If you don't have any assets at all, and you only have liabilities, I definitely recommend you trying to get some assets. And I'm 20, how old am I? I'm 23 years old, and I was happy to have known that I owned 2 homes, and I was still coming home to my mama's house every day, which is okay. I mean, it was fine. You just have to take your time with some things. Everything cannot be rushed. Hold on. Okay, everything cannot be rushed. So I was like, okay, I got that, but I really wanted to still move out. So I began looking at different places. I just kind of had in my mind that I was going to get an apartment, you know, 1 bedroom or 2 bedroom, whatever. But I ended up finding this beautiful home that I stay in now, and that's why I do believe that everything happens for a reason. Everything will fall into place when it's supposed to fall into place, because I found a beautiful townhome that I currently stay in, and I'll be doing a home tour, going into a lot of details about this home. It was perfect for me. Like, I've never felt like something has been so perfect for me. This is like, God knows my taste. And I really felt like he specialized in this place exactly for me. So, and I love this place every time. Every time, like, I am obsessed. Every time I literally pull up, I'm just like smiling, no matter what time of day oh my God, girl, you got me stuttering. No matter what type of day I had, I always just feel, I don't know, this just feels so right. I love it. God is so good. But if you want to know if you want to know the process of what I did in order to move out, how I saved, the processes that I took in order to be able to spend money to buy 2 homes and then buy another home that I actually live in and pay the bills for. If you want to find, I'm going to do a video on that anyway, so you'll be able to get a little bit more detail on how I did that. When I moved out, my home was fully furnished. Y'all, God is so good. Like, now I'm getting happy. My home was fully furnished. I had been in here for maybe like 2 weeks, and everything was like done. Like, only thing, I just got a washer and dryer. I just made it. This has been on February 15th, made my first month living here, and I had a full furnished place. Like, but my place was literally fully furnished in 2 weeks. Like, if you want to know how to move out and how to move out smart, how to not break the bank, how to not live check to check, I'm going to hook you up. I'm going to hook you up and let you know exactly what you need to do to be able to be financially literate and comfortable. You know, I was really, really nervous because I was like, I had a lot of leisure money because I stayed with my mom. I didn't have a rent to pay. We don't pay bills to live with my parents or anything like that. We do literally come and go, whatever. We don't have to pay anything. So I had a lot of leisure money, and I was just like, I'm gonna be broke. I'm gonna be broke. But I wasn't broke. I actually had, it's all about balance. It's all about prioritizing. It's all about self-control. I'm not gonna even get into it because I'm gonna save it for another video. But anyway, that is how I bought 2 investment properties under $10,000 and still stayed with my parents. But now I have my own place. January 15th was my move-in date. Within 2 weeks, I had a fully furnished home. Within a month, it was just purely bliss. I'll be doing a whole lot more other videos on having a home, taking care of a home, vlogging, just a lot. I've got a lot of stuff planned for you guys, and I'm actually going to do it. I am going to do it. I have to keep saying this and manifesting it so I can actually do it. But that's all for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I promise to do better. But thank you guys so much for watching again, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.